time for another beer review, bracket challenge slash let's go. Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. We're going to continue with our shelf IPA battle. Today we've got Sweet Water IPA up against Elysian Space Dust, and it is it's a regular IPA as well. So, jump over to the bracket real quick. We'll see we're into the fifth contest, the first game of round 2, which is 8 seed is the Sweetwater one, and the 1 seed is Space Dust. So, it'll be interesting to see if Space Dust moves on. The only thing is, so some of these we've had already, so it might be easier to spot. Once that does happen, and I am able to pick the beer out pretty easily, I am going to start just kind of digging a little deeper into them and see, which one I really like better. So, let's get into these. This one's got a best by date of March 12th. This one is labeled number 1. I'm get familiar with the label again, Sweetwater label. And then, so this one is, I think it's 6.3%. And then Space Dust, which is number 2. This one has a best by date of March 3rd. Yeah, March 3rd of 2020. So these are pretty much in the same ballpark. Actually, this is a double IPA. This is 8.2%. Space Dust is hopped with Chinook, and then dry additions of Citra and Amarillo. So this one's going to be maybe a little bit more on the, maybe a little bit more fruitful, maybe a little bit more sweet fruit, whereas the Sweetwater is going to be more West Coast. So let's jump in. As far as appearance goes, they do look different. And as you can tell, this is probably one that we might be able to guess the beers correctly. Okay, let's go ahead and shove our noses in here. Yeah, it's that familiar West Coast vibe. Grapefruit, caramel, pineapple, maybe some of the citrus fruit. Aside from grapefruit, maybe like orange, tangerine. It's got a sweetness there though from that caramel malt. A little bit bready. Yeah. Let's jump into this one. Just as a preface here, I think I've had Space Dust maybe one time. So I don't really remember anything from it other than it didn't leave me a good impression the first time around. So let's shove our nose in this one. Yeah. Immediately a little bit more fruity, a little bit more tropical fruit up front, maybe like a pineapple or mango. A little bit brighter. I'm not getting that caramel sweetness to it. It's like a crackery malt type thing with citrus fruit and tropical fruit. Smells good. Not super pungent. Neither of these are exploding out of the cups or anything like that. Yeah, this one's got like more of that, like, I don't know if I want to say pine sol, but like it's like piney, citrusy. So let's taste them. See which one can move on. That's Sweetwater. That's West Coast. Goodness. It's something about the simplicity of it, of the whole thing with Sweetwater. Like, they're a couple hours from me. They have really simple labels, and I just really dig everything that they do for the most part. They've got some cool stuff. These are also bottle conditioned. The Sweetwater IPA. I don't know if all their beers are or not, but okay. Let's. As far as the taste on this, yeah, it's like the same stuff as on the nose. It's citrusy. It's got that pine character to it, like a pine, a resin thing. It's got a caramel sweetness to it. Just everything that you kind of expect out of a West Coast IPA. It is full of flavor though. I give it that. That little, kick of bitterness in there. It's good stuff. That one's got like a. I feel like it's almost like a cleaner type vibe. I say that in a way that's not. It's not like a bad thing. I said Pine Sol about this. I guess this could be kind of considered similar to that. Less pine, more of the citrus. It's got some malt backbone to it. I don't want to necessarily say like a caramel. I mean, it might have a little bit of caramel. I don't. It's hard to say. A little bit more bitter though. Mid palate. A little bit sweet on the back end, which kind of leads to think obviously it's a higher ABV, whereas this one. This one is a little more dry, whereas a lot of West Coast beers are. Obviously, I feel super confident knowing which one is which. I think this one over here is the Sweet Water beer. This one over here is the Space Dust. The thing that I want to try to figure out, though, is which I like better out of these two. I definitely like a juicier beer more so than a West Coast beer. Though something lately has just, let me back up. I love West Coast beers. I love the West Coast IPAs. I love the bitterness, the pine, citrus type thing, the pineapple. I just prefer a juicier beer over that now. That's kind of the norm, and I've kind of fallen into that same, obsession that a lot of people have. But this one, it's a little different. I mean, it's not like a New England style. And I think Elysian, where are they located? They're in Seattle. But this to me seems more East Coast IPA. As I'm sitting here though, just it's hard to say. Like, I really feel like I would at the moment rather be drinking the Sweet Water IPA. I think the flavors pop more in the Sweet Water. It's less on the tropical side, but the pine and the citrus notes really pop a little bit more than this. This is just a little bit maltier, but in a weird way, because obviously this is more malty, malt forward, being a West Coast beer and using crystal malt. Crystal malt adds some sweetness to it, whereas it doesn't look like they used much in this, if any. But it's just, I guess the bigger beer, I don't know, it's just sitting different on me. They're both good beers. But there has to be a winner. And somebody has to move on. It would really be nice to set this one up for the next round being a bigger beer and being that top rated one on Untapped. But if I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys and just tell you straight up what I think tastes better and what is going to move forward and what I would rather be drinking, Sweet Water. It's Sweet Water. This is moving on. This is moving on, guys. Really wasn't expecting that to happen. I thought for sure, this being higher rated, and you can kind of see in the bottle almost, like you might not be able to tell from there, but you can tell it's a lighter colored beer than this one. You can still, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but yeah, I don't know what it is. This Sweet Water is just killing it. I don't know if I've just maybe never had it as fresh as this, because I've had it several times, but it never really stuck out like this to me. And maybe it's just that I'm doing it blind, and you know, it was set up. You know, I didn't have preconceived notions on it. I don't know. It just tastes better. Maybe I'm in the West Coast mood. I don't know. This is winning though. So let's head back over to the bracket. So yeah, the 8th seed Sweetwater is moving on, leaving behind Elysian Space Dust to head into the semifinals. It will learn in the next video who it's going to be going up against between New Belgium's Imperial Voodoo and Kona's Hanalei IPA. 2 very different beers. One of them is a Session, one's an Imperial. So we'll see how that goes. Then after that, we'll get into Dogfish 60-minute New Belgium Voodoo Ranger again, Sierra Nevada's 40th anniversary, and Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. So the championship round is slowly coming together, and soon we will know which is the king of the shelf battle, at least here in Chattanooga at Publix. So guys, if you don't care, like this video, leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video if you don't care either. That would be awesome. So guys, until the next video, cheers. Totally forgot to do the reveal here. Let's jump back to that. My bad. Okay. Sorry. This is Sweetwater, I believe, which is number 1 on the label here. Which is number 1. So I think we've only gotten wrong the first one, which makes me feel it's a boost of confidence. It really is. This one, number 2. All right, guys, for real now. Cheers.